So thank you so much. How are you doing this evening? Thank you for joining us. Remember last week I was here and I promised to come back again. Remember last year, just a recap of what we did, we talked about how land can become a bad investment. But for today, we'll be having a different conversation. I want us to think of just a general talk on in terms of investments, in various investments that we ought to consider, among them which falls under that category is land. And that's what basically we are in as Wickrad. Here is Anthony Kirago. I'm a director at Wickrad Property Company Limited. This is a company that we have been existing. This is a business that we have been doing for the last 10 years. We have been in this business. And as a company and also from personal experience, there are a number of things could be, I may not be knowing everything, but there are a few experiences that I can share here and there, and could be they can come a long way to help you as you think of investment, especially the young people, what we are the Gen Z and the rest that have already just been employed. Could be you're somewhere lost, you don't know what to do. Thinking of investment, could be you have ever tried some other investment that they have failed. And I want to brief today, we are going to get different insights and perspectives on when we think of investments, what we can do, especially in our country, and now that we are talking about a global village, that you can invest anywhere in the world. That is, we have diverse investments. You may think of doing the stocks, that's where you get to buy the shares from different companies. You may think of the money markets, you may think of invest in real estate, that is in, you may do apartments, you may do land. But I want to believe that every investment have its challenges, have its disadvantages, merits and demerits. But among them, I want to believe all that I know is about land, because I have tried quite a number of them. Remember sometimes back we had a conversation where we talked about, and I gave my personal experience because I've been to stocks, I've been to money markets. Times I have lost, but I want to thank God that since I started investing land and in real estate, since I got in real estate, I may not count any loss, especially though there may have been ups and downs there, some ups and downs here and there. It has its challenges, but all in all, it turns out to be among of the best investment that you can ever have. That is in real estate. You may be investing in plots, you may be investing in land, could be have done apartments, you could have been doing rentals. That's the commercial residential. Among of them, the real estate stands out, and I remember some years back, we had the IPO where we had Safaricom, and we also had quite a number of companies that have going down. That is in terms of stocks. But as we stand today, the people that invested in the same stock, and some chose to invest in real estate, as we are talking today, among them we may know of our good friend, the late Chris Ruby, who had diverse investment in diverse fields. Those are about some of the investment gurus that we may think of in our country. People that could be diversified, they have invested in different places, but among them that stands out, we have the Centum real estate, where the wing of real estate, it stands out among them all. So wherever you are across the globe, and you may be in diaspora and thinking of investing and wondering where are you going to put your money. You have some money in the bank, and especially based on my background, where I was a banker. I've been a banker for 9 years before I got to real estate, and I may talk of FDR, where you do the fixed deposits. You may talk of the money markets, where you may talk of where you'll be trading in dollars and not in forex. But they have their risk, and especially when you look at some of those investments, is where you may invest in a second, and then in the next minute you may see that you have burnt millions. You may lose millions in a second. But the beauty about real estate is that once you invest your money, before you say that you have lost your money, it may take a while. For instance, even if you have to get into buy a bad land, and when you do a deposit, at least you always have the opportunity to recoup your money. You may not lose your money at the same time, and you're able to juggle around and see that you recover your money. But in some of the investments, especially that's when we talk about the money markets, the forex and all that, this way in a snap, you may lose $1 million, you may lose millions in a snap of a second. But again, as the risk is high, the returns are also high. But again, you look at in terms of risk, real estate, kuiangalia ukweli ni kwamba risk yake iko chini. You look at the risk in real estate, the risk only comes when you are not able to do the right things as you get to the investment, as you get the initial stages when you're doing the investment before you get, because there are a number of things that you're supposed to do. Provided you do them right, you can be sure once you invest in real estate, you never lose your money. I can assure you, there's always a sure guarantee. So it may take a while. At times people may go and buy, could be an overpriced land, but it only takes a time and you're able to recoup your money. So unaweza enda upate labda umenunua kashamba, bei yake ilikuwa juu, but only giving it time, ukipea time tu, utapata you're able to get back your money. You only need to give it time and you get your money back. But in some of the investments, so okay, I don't want to divide so much in what I'm not into, but at least I have tried quite a number of them. I have tried stocks, I have lost money in money markets, I have done forex, and I have lost some money. But for the last 10 years that I have been real estate, sijapoteza. Hiyo ndio ukweli, sijapoteza. Hata kama labda nilienda nikanunua kashamba mahali, nikapata bei yake ilikuwa juu. Niliweza, I only did it, I only give it time. Labda nienda nikanunua shamba, I found hiyo broker waliweka wakaekelea pesa ya juu sana. But 2-3 years down the line, hata hizo mashamba unapata ile bei imerudi na pia imerudi na some returns where you get the value of the land you still appreciate. So I would advise from where I sit and from what I'm doing currently, I would advise anybody that you're in diaspora, you're thinking of where you want to invest back home, think of investing in real estate. You can either choose to do apartments, you can either choose to do rentals, but especially you can also choose to do land banking, where you just invest your money, leave it there, out there, idle there. But over time, you're going to find that the land you have appreciated, and with that, you're able to get back your money. So, and as WICRAD, we have a wing. One of the wing that we have in WICRAD, among the things that we do, it is we have the consultancy wing of WICRAD, where we come, we sit down, we get to advise you, and you get to lay on the table what you intend to do. Could be you have some money that is lying somewhere in the bank. From the experience that I have in banking and the little that I learned from school, we are able to sit down and juggle and advise you on what to do with the money that you could be having in your account, on where to invest and what kind of RAD you ought to invest to. And that's why you find in WICRAD, we have invested in terms of the portfolio that we have. We have quite diverse. Some you find they're high end, their prices zake ziko juu, but again you also find tuko na bei ya products zenye ziko kule chini. So that's when you come and you sit down, we sit down to, we are able based on your need. Because for instance, when you are investing in real estate, a number of things I always tell you to consider. One, why are you intending to buy that land? Now, for instance, if you want to do a land that you want to do, for instance, you intend to do you intend to settle in future, I'm able to sit down and from the portfolio that we have, I'm able to help you analyze and come up with the best plot that you're supposed to buy, the right property that you're supposed to buy. That in future, you're not going to regret. Why am I saying this? You may find you may intend, could be you're in diaspora and you're intending, could be to come back home after 10 years and you go buy a land where you intend to come and could be retire. But by the time you be coming back, based to, could be by you failing to do a good research, you find you may come and start doing a residential home. But again, 3 years down the line, you find skyscrapers coming up around where you are. And you see, could be you have already advanced so much in terms of developing that plot, so you're not able to retreat or to bring it down, or to change in terms of the structure that you had put down. So as we come, we sit down, we are able to do the projections, we are able to, based on the experience that we have and on research that we do before you acquire any property, we are able to advise you. As much as you may come and find a property that you so much want to buy, but we are able to tell you that doesn't suit your purpose, and we are able to take you to the right property that will suit your purpose. Again, you may come, could be when you're intending to do rentals in 5 years. And as you buy that plot, we are able to tell you, because we are able to do good projections and tell you, because one, as you do as you do the rentals and you do the development of to commercial, could be commercial bidding, we are able to project and tell you where the land, where the region and the area that you are buying, it will be, could be in the 5-10 years down the line. Because ni vizuri uangalie, you may buy, for now you may buy a plot very cheap, but again in future, you may buy it at a very low price, not little that cheap, but you may buy a plot at a very, very low prices for now. But based on the surrounding, as we had a discussion last week, based on what is coming up around there, you're able to project, could be in the next 5 years. For now, it may not seem like it. labda inaonekana hata kama huwezi fanya nyumba ya kufanya biashara pale, but from the projection that we are able to give you, we are able to see that 5-10 years down the line, that place will be very ideal for a rental. And now that you are not intending to do to develop the plot now, why go buy a very expensive plot, a plot at a very high price, and you're not intending to develop it right now? Why don't you go with the same money, acquire several plots with different parts in different areas, with diverse opportunities? So as WeCrowd, we are able to sit down and we are able to advise you accordingly. For instance, I may give an instance in one of the projects that we have, among the many projects that we have in Makutano. We have one at Tam4. At Tam4 is a project that we did 3 years back. That is just as a mid-COVID. That's when we did the project. And this is a project that we are doing at 650. And as per now, by then, the area seemed so ideal for doing a residential home or residential development. But by then, I was able to advise actually most of the clients that bought and invested in that project. Some intended to do their residential home. Na nikawaambia hapa msijenge nyumba za kukaa, cause venye iko 2 years later down the line, this will be a commercial plot. And true to my word, as we are talking today, that is a project that the plots are going for 1.5. We are doing at 650. They are going for 1.5. And the 1.5, in the area now, it is very ideal. By then it was, by the rook of Kuyangaria, by then it was sort of residential. But as per today, that is purely commercial. Now, imagine you came and did a home, it could be you did a retirement home there. Right now you could be regretting. So that's why as WeCrowd, before you invest, we don't only sell. We are able to sit down, we analyze what needs do you have. Are they short term? Are they long term? So in case you are intending to do an investment that you want to do, a development right away, we are able to advise you. This is the most ideal project for you to invest in. So you may not be having that money, and that's why you find as WeCrowd, we have very flexible repayment period. That's why now, in terms of payment period, a payment plan, the issue of payment plan comes in, where we are able now to tell you, yes, right now you could be having 1 million, but we are able to advise you, don't invest in the project that we have for 1 million. Invest in the ones that we have for 2.5 million, and we give you a payment plan just to suit your need, okay? Because labda unataka kununua sahi, uanze kujenga sahi na uanze kupata income sahi. So why go buy I give a scenario. You may come and buy a plot right now yenye inaenda 2.5 among the portfolio yenye tuko naye. Na mwingine, now you do, remember, the cost of doing for instance, you're doing a flat, you're doing a skyscraper, you're doing a flat, a 2-story building. On the same plot, the 2.5, and also on the 250, the 280 that we have, the cost of doing the house actually is ziko sawa. But you realize the return on investment on both is very different based on the location of that project. And that's why we sit down and advise you. If you want immediate returns, we are able to sit you down. For instance, I talk to people that are planning for their retirement. That's kuna wengine wanaona hapa. Remember, we always say, that's something I always even advise my staff, that you start thinking of retiring immediately you're employed. Immediately from your first, from you get your first pay slip, you're supposed to think of retirement. And actually that's something that we always advise. As you're intending to do, especially for those that are intending to, having a retirement plan where you want to do it in real estate. In terms, you can be intending to do, either you want to do, to invest in a land that you sort of want to kind of a savings for you as a retirement package. We are now able to advise you. Now that you don't want it for immediate use, we are able to advise you. Rather than you buying the plot for the 3 million, why don't you go and buy 10 plots for the 280,000? By projections, by those years, the few years down the line, it will be easier for you to dispose the 10 plots than you disposing the 1 plot that you bought at 3 million. Yes, by the fact is that you have appreciated, could be to around 10 million. But again, ukiangalia kutafuta mtu akuzia hiyo the 10 million plot, it will be quite hard. Semi hutampata. But again, if you are to invest in the 10 plots in the 280, you're able to sell, let's assume the plot you have appreciated to around 600. It will be easier to dispose those plots than disposing the 1 plot for for the 10 million. Kama ni vizuri tushikane hapo. That's why we are able to advise you. When you are doing the investment, it is good you have what are you intending to do that investment. In case you are buying a land with the intention to dispose, go for a low-priced, strategic, ideal project with the intention, with the projection that it will be easier for you to dispose, because you are able to diversify. Let me watch and say maybe you are able to diversify the investment in terms of, actually you may have the 3 million, and I advise you don't invest in one project. What I will do in Wikrad, I will come and advise you, buy 2 plots in Hope Gardens, that's for the 280. Then we go to Etam phase 2, buy 2 for the 850, that is around 1.7. Then the balance, we take it to, at least within, you're able to diversify your investment. You're still within the real estate. You're still within you have still invested in land, but you're able to diversify, because it will be easier for you to dispose that plot. Because what we are saying, si mimi tu bado utakuja kwangu niambie, in this project, I'm intended to dispose my, that's something that you have done for quite a number of our clients. Could be you bought a project from us, could be in Etam 1, and right now you're intending to dispose it. Actually, you realize, because within that project, we don't have any plot that is remaining of that project. What we do it as a company, we create a network within the people within that project. So we are able to create a community within. For instance, I take for example, Junction View Estate. This is where you open a WhatsApp, and you're able to make you and to bring you together as investors within that project. So this is what we do. You realize most of the times the client to your plot, it is the immediate neighbor. So we are able to share that information with you. So as a company, we are able to share that information. We are able to give you the contact to who is your neighbor, because that will make it easier for you. Because if you are intending to dispose that plot, it will be easier to dispose to your neighbor who want to expand rather than looking for somebody outside that project. So it becomes so easy, and that's why you're able to, we make it easy for you as a company for you to dispose a plot that you bought from us. So we're able to make you acquire land, that investment. We are also able to take you through the whole process. In case you want to dispose it, we are able to make you sell it and so easily, and we are able to get return on investment or whatever you have invested with us. So what am I saying? And especially as I talk to young people, let's think of investing. Let's think of investing. Actually, there is a saying that says from my community, it talks in Greek, okororea gawedi. That is to mean, actually you are not getting younger, you are getting older. Whatever you are able to do right now as young people, you realize you don't have so many commitments. So I always advise you, you make sure that your pay slip is committed, not committed in buying very funny things, because you realize some of the mistakes that we did when we were very young. We invested, the first thing that we did when I remember, like when I was employed, I didn't have the opportunity to be advised as I'm advising and talking to you right now. When immediately we were employed, we so much invested in a household. I remember from where I was, and I won't name the institution that I was working for, tulikuwa tunapewa karon, ilikuwa inaitwa household ya chatos. So unapata kwa nyumba umejaza plot, TV yako ukiangalia pale ni plot, unanunua plot ya 200, unapata umenunua, nasema ni vibaya, but you can imagine if yo TV nilikuwa nimenunua ya 200, nilikuwa nimenunua kashaba mahali, ama nilikuwa nimefanya an investment of buying a land. I mean, right now as we are talking, I don't have that TV. Some of the seats zenye nilikuwa nimenunua, viti zingine nilikuwa nimenunua za nguvu, unapata kiti nimeenda nimenunua 250. Kuna suti zingine I remember, na sisemi ni vibaya, munipata vizuri. I remember those times I used to do the designers. Unapata umevaa kasuti designer ya 40k. Yaani natembea hivyo nimevaa kaproti. So what am I telling young people? Let's put our priorities right. As young as we are, this is the right time to invest and not in anywhere else. Najua right now, najua kuna so many opportunities, najua so many young people that are investing in gambling. Ni vizuri niwaambie vijana, kutajirika sio rahisi, but it comes over time. Najua kuna vijana wengi, we have so much got into gambling, where you find most of our young people, we have been so addicted to gambling, thinking that we can get rich overnight. Let me tell you, it's a journey. It's a journey, and I can tell you this from experience. It has been a journey. For instance, as we try to be where we are, it has taken us time. It has taken us years. I'm talking of 10 years. Bado hatujafika kwenye tunaenda. Kuna wengine wanaangalia waona kama tumefika, lakini bado hata si bado hatujaanza safari. when we talk of the people that we talk of, you talk of the Warren Buffett, we talk of the Bill Gates, the people that we may think of. We talk of the Kirubis, we talk of the with a man that I hold with a lot of very high regard, Dr. James Wikuti Bank, among the so many people that we may talk of in our country. It has taken them time, it has taken them years to get where they are. For instance, most of the institutions and the people that we see that are very successful, where they wamefika sahi. Unajua, it has taken them time, and it is step. Actually, let me tell you, success haikuwagi na lift. Wacha niseme hivyo. Kwenda success haikuwagi na lift. You use staircase. And actually that's the best. Where you move as a step at a time, a step at a time, a step at a time. So young people, I will advise you, let's stop gambling. Unajua, somebody say that gambling is where you realize most of the people will be made paupers only to make one millionaire. You make 1,000 people paupers where they are going to gamble and bring a lot of money, and then you excite them by just making them one a millionaire. And actually, ukiangalia, not many people that have won lottery have been able to sustain that wealth. It has not been able to translate generation to generation. But wealth that has been built over time, where you find it is that 10 bob, it is that 20 bob, then cumulatively savings, you save. And actually that's why you realize as we have the payment plans that we have, where you're able to, and actually we have even done collaborations, and we have entered into agreements with financial institutions, whereby you're able to come, you're able to create a saving model for you. You create a saving model where we give you a protector loan, we transfer to your name, and I find that as a form of saving, where you're able to save, because that you create in you a discipline. Because unajua ni ngumu, wacha tuseme ni ngumu kupata wenye unasema wewe utaweka. Sio mara moja. Mimi nimefungua ile ka home bank. Unafungua, lakini ukisonga miezi 2, kukikauka unakagonga. But anytime that you find you have a commitment somewhere, you come, you buy a protector loan, you buy on a loan. That gives you a discipline whereby you are able to pay. Unajua ni ile una cut off from the source. Na unakuwa na hiyo discipline, you are able to save. Now that's why when you realize that, and actually we always say, anytime you deduct 1 bob from 1 million, it ceases to be 1 million. You deduct a 50 cent from 1,000 bob, that ceases to be 1,000 bob. So what am I saying? It is that 1 bob that you are going to save today. It is that those 2 bob that you are going to save today, cumulatively over time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, you are going to realize that you have accumulated and built your self-worth. Wealth is built over time. That is in terms of assets. And actually there is also a saying that you are with Nagikoyo, muda menya agitonga. Actually, you never sit down and realize that you are getting wealthy. It is only comes as a process that you build over time. Unaenda mdogo, kidogo. And actually, kunasemekana ni kidogo hujaza kibaba. It is that little saving that you make today. It is that small effort that you are going to make today that you are going to realize 2 years, 3 years down the line, utakuwa umefika. You have achieved goals. That it is from the short-term goals, daily goals, the hourly goals that are going to add up to the bigger goals that you want to achieve in life. You want to own a land? It is very easy. You want to own a plot? And actually, it is not only a plot. You're going to own plots. Provided you make that single move today. Provided you make that single step today. Come to Wikra. Just that move. Coming to us, visiting us, and making that site visit. You may not be having money now, but I always advise and tell you young people. I always tell you, the employed, the unemployed, where uko kwa biashara, kuna hiyo kitu, you want to own a land, you want to invest in land. Unajua, kuna most of the times you realize, and actually I give a scenario like in Wikrad. Kama mimi I give a scenario, is 1 plot that I bought. Then from that plot, we were able to sell. Then unauza ingine, unaweza ungine, then over time, zinaenda zimezaana. Tuko pamoja, ni kama ile kuku unawekea yai moja. Only after 30 days, you not be having just 1 chicken. It will bring forth a chick. Then the chick, over time, you give it time to mature, it will lay eggs. Then you're able to build. A story is told of the Mogoko farm. He only started with a few chicken, but now we talk of a very big entity that has run generations. We talk of many companies that we may talk of. Talk of Equity Bank. It started as a building society, but over time, it is now cutting across different countries. Actually, it's cutting across the globe. What am I saying? It is that single step that you're going to believe in yourself, make that single step today, make that bold move, It is not easy. I'm not saying it is easy. It's not. It calls for discipline. It calls for discipline. And this discipline calls for accountability. And then most of the times, the accountability may not come from, unless you have somebody that you're going to be accountable to. And that's why we are saying, provided you make that single investment, you come and make a commitment of 20,000. That forms a form of a system of accountability, whereby you are going to be saving over time. To be saving over time. Unajua kuna watu watakuwa nakupigana kwa hey, ripa wewe kuna hii plot yako naona time inaenda. Hii plot yako ripa. It is from that single savings account you are going to open with that that could be that Sasaka or whatever you are going to open. It is that single step that you are going to make today that is going to make you and achieve and become what you intend to become. So what am I saying today? Just investment. Najua most of the times watu wanaongea kama ni kitu ngumu, but it's as simple as 1 2 3. Najua wacha tusifanye hii kitu ikuwe jago na complicated. Hapana, niyo ka 50 bob iko naye. Wewe ni mtu wa boda uko pale. Na kila siku naonanga if I'm to buy your motorbike, naonanga mnakuanga tunawaambia you save, you make sure you bring me 300. Why don't you also make the habit? Kama uko na motorbike, hata kama ni yako, kwanza tunasemanga unajiripa kwanza. Unaona? Hiyo kujiripa. Na hiyo kujiripa ni ile unajisevia mwenyewe. Cause unajua hata kama uko kwa biashara, whether you are employed or not, a time is coming when you are going to retire. Whatever you are going to do today with the energy that you have, ni vizuri nikuambie, na that's the fact, that's the truth. Few years down the line, what will happen, you will not be having that energy. You will not be having that energy to do what you are able to do today. So, make that move today. Begin that step. We talk about begin that, it may be baby steps, but provided you are making a move, you may be crawling. Eventually you're going to find you're going to stand up. Eventually you're going to make that single. You remember hata kama mtoto unakaonanga, kanaanzaga kwanza kukaa chini. Shingo kwanza inaambiwa imesimama. Then from that move, katoto kanaanza kaa. Then from there, the kid is able to crawl. From there, they're able to make that single step. Then 2, 3. Eventually they're able to stand and walk. What am I saying? The same case applies to investment. It is that single move, however small, however little it might be, just begin. All it calls for, it is just starting. Once you start, you can be sure eventually things are going to flow. You're going to create a discipline within yourself, and then you're going to find eventually you're going to build that wealth and to become that what you always aspire to become. So I always tell you that you can always reach us out at Wicked Property Company Limited. Remember, just to remind you, we have diverse projects that you can invest in. We have Hope Gardens at 280,000. We also have Nafasi Gardens that we are doing at 750, and it's good I bring it to your notice. I bring it to your notice. Haven Phase 3, we have few plots remaining. Haven Phase 4, few plots remaining. And remember, we also have Etam Phase 2, 850, among the so many other projects that we have. Remember, in Wikrad, we always tell you, we actualize your dreams for a better future. You always have a dream to become that wealth, the person to build that wealth. As Wikrad, we make it and we help you build and actualize that dream. So God bless you. Remember, you can reach us, you can visit us at our office at Kenol. We are opposite KCB Bank, just a few meters from County Supermarket. We are always open from Monday to Friday, that is 8 to 5. On Saturday, we are open from 8 to 1 p.m. Remember, in Wikrad, we give you free site visit, we don't charge. On Wednesday and Saturday, we take you to see our projects. We take you to see what we have in our portfolio. You get to view. Remember, in Wikrad, we always say, come visit us for free of charge. And we take you to the site. We give you the advice that you need for free. We don't charge. So God bless you for connecting and joining us. Get to share this video with as many people as possible. Who are tunakwambia, this information gets to many as people as possible. You're in the diaspora, reach out to us, and we are going to see what to do as we begin your journey in investment. So God bless you. Bye-bye. See you next time.